Welcome to Chesterfield County's Veterans Day ceremony. It's an honor to MC the ceremony today, and I thank you all for your attendance, especially our elected and appointed officials. I'd like to particularly welcome Attorney General Mr. Ken Cuccinelli, who's up here on the dais, Senator Steve Martin. We have Delegate Kirk Cox with us today, along with Delegate Rosalind Dance, Delegate Riley Ingram, and Delegate Roxanne Robinson. And if I've missed any others, would you raise your hands when you're here? Any other elected officials? Thank you very much, all of you, for joining us today. As a retired military officer, I'm especially proud to live in and work for a county that values its military veterans, past and present. Would everyone please rise now for the presentation of the colors and remain standing for the playing of the national anthem, the Pledge of Allegiance, and our invocation. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag of our country. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Chaplain Land will now lead us in an invocation.
Eternal and everlasting God, our Father, we stand here before Thee among each other, in a spirit and in you, sin and evil. Make us clean, holy, and pure, and acceptable before Thee. As we have turned from our normal, busy day for this service, for this time together. Some of us have hearts that are heavy. Some of us have bodies that are bleeding. For those from among our midst who are in places of danger and sacrifice, we invoke Thy blessings, our Father, upon those in places of danger and leadership, in places where otherwise they would not dare go. We ask Thy richest and greatest blessings upon them. And those among us whose hearts are heavy because of the remembrance and the recollection of memories and of events gone by, we thank Thee, Lord. Be among us, bless us continually, and keep us all ever close to Thee. This is the prayer we make in the name of Christ our Lord. Amen.
Meadowbrook High School Junior ROTC and Chesterfield County historical flags through the centuries. This color guard carries flags, as you noticed, that have flown over Chesterfield from its founding through the present day. We'd also like to thank the Thomas Dale Band under the direction of Mr. David Holly and Mr. Steve Barton, and also again Chaplain Land for joining us again this year. Can we give them all a hand at this time? Thank you so much. At this time, it's my pleasure to introduce Mr. Steve Meadows, Zone 4 Governor for the Ruritan National, who will share greetings with our veterans and guests.
I'd like to thank again the Dale Ruritan Club, the Central Chesterfield Ruritan Club, and the ladies from the Token Church are doing the refreshments. I thank them so much for their effort. Thank you for being here today at the Chesterfield County Veterans Day Memorial. This program was started by the South Chesterfield Ruritan Club many years ago and was a way to honor our veterans. That program expanded to include the brick wall that is around the courtyard. Patriotism is a central aspect of the Ruritan organization, and on behalf of the Zone 4 of the Appomattox District and our national organization of Ruritan, we welcome you here today. 2011 is a year of anniversary. This is the 400th anniversary of the Hyricus settlement, the second colony in Virginia. It is the 200th anniversary of the War of 1812, the 150th anniversary of the War between the states, the 70th anniversary of World War II, the 50th anniversary of Vietnam, 10 years since the attack of 9/11, 10 years in Afghanistan and Iraq. Today, this very day, is the 100th anniversary of the end of World War I. A wise man once said, "It is well that war is so terrible, otherwise we would become too fond of it." By this list of anniversaries, we have not yet to learn that lesson. 114,000 American lives were lost in the 6 months the United States was involved in World War I, a number far less than our allies. Here today we have 3 families mourning the death of their sons, brothers, husbands, and friends, and we mourn with you. Your honor and your sacrifice and that of theirs and the men that gave their life in the service of our country and to every American here, that we may have freedom and security because of their sacrifice. On behalf of a grateful nation, a grateful state, a grateful county, and the Ruritan organization, we thank these men and all the veterans present here today and those gone for the service you have provided. Thank you.
This time it's my pleasure to introduce to you my boss, Mr. Jay Stegmeyer, who is County Administrator for Chesterfield County, and he will welcome veterans and also the families of those service members whose names are inscribed on our Veterans Memorial Wall. Mr. Stegmeyer.
Thank you, Don. Good afternoon. Thank you for taking the time out of your busy schedules to be here with us today to honor the men and women who have served in our nation's military. On behalf of all of the Chesterfield County Board of Supervisors, all of your county employees who serve you every day, welcome here. Each year, we gather to recognize the service of our veterans, to say thank you, and to honor those whose names are being added to our Veterans Memorial Wall, to honor them with heartfelt appreciation for the ultimate sacrifice they have made in service to the country and to preserve our freedom. For me, it's a very humbling time to be standing before you, and it's an honor to be here. It's an honor to work in an organization that has so many employees who serve us in the National Guard and in the reserves. And it's an honor to work with an organization that does so much and has been recognized for doing so much to support those who serve us and their families. I want to acknowledge the families of all of our veterans here today, and especially to welcome the families of Michael J. Gray, United States Navy, William K. Middleton, United States Army, and Charles A. Ransom, U.S. Air Force. Would the family members of these three men please stand so that we may recognize them? The names of these three men will be officially added to our Veterans Memorial Wall today, and they will be in our hearts and in our prayers forever. I also want to ask the family members of Staff Sergeant Darrell Booker, Sergeant Forrest Cawthorn, and Sergeant Jeffrey Reed, U.S. Army, to stand if you were able to be with us today. Staff Sergeant Booker's name and Sergeants Cawthorn and Reed's names have previously been added to the Veterans Memorial Wall in recognition of the ultimate sacrifice these brave men made on our behalf. Also, please join me in recognizing and thanking the veterans who are here with us today from McGuire Veterans Hospital, along with their families. Thank you for your service, and we all extend our best wishes to you as your medical treatment continues. This year, we're extremely fortunate to be joined by Mr. Ken Cuccinelli, Attorney General of Virginia, and to have Mr. Ronald White, District Representative and Military Liaison, and Congressman Randy Forbes as our guest speaker. Thank you very much, gentlemen, for honoring us with your presence here today. And now, it's my privilege to introduce the Attorney General of Virginia, Mr. Ken Cuccinelli, who will share his thoughts on this Veterans Day.
Holland, newly re-elected to our Board of Supervisors and serving as the Dale District Supervisor, will introduce our guest speaker.
Thank you so very much, Don. And good afternoon, and welcome to this very special observance of Veterans Day. It's always so good to see so many friends around here, so many veterans and their families, and all of you who are distinguished guests today to honor our military, our veterans. Thank you so very much. In addition, also, I might add that we have a wonderful president of the Historical Society in Chesterfield. They allow us to remember history. And so they reminded me of another very special person here today. I should mention the last remaining Buffalo soldier in the Commonwealth of Virginia and West Virginia, who is here today, the Master Sergeant John J. Nibley. Will you stand, sir, if you can, and your wife, who is also a veteran business victim. Please stand. Thank you. Thank you very much. What a great historic history when you think about the Buffalo Soldiers and how they got that name. I hope you'll attend a historical society event and revisit that. But today I have the privilege and the honor of introducing our keynote speaker for today. It is an honor to introduce Mr. Ron White, who is a district representative and military liaison for Congressman Brandon J. Forbes, Virginia's 4th District. As a retired U.S. Army officer, Ron is well suited to serve in that role. He is a native of Harlem, New York. He grew up in and around New York City. He played football, ran track, and earned All-American status as a sprinter in his senior year of high school. He served in the U.S. Army. That's a good branch. For more than 21 years, retiring as a lieutenant colonel. He has worked for January Financial, for Merrill Lynch, before holding his present and crucial position as country corps staff. And it's good to see him just down the road periodically. I stop in every now and then just to say hello to our good friend Ron and the congressman as well. Governor Bob McDonald has appointed Ron to serve on the Board of Visitors of Longwood University for a 4-year term ending in 2014. Ron has also served as a board member of the Virginia Minority Supplier Development Council and with Virginia Heroes Incorporated, and as a board member for the Richmond African American Scholarship Fund and Regional Drug-Free Alliance. His advice and insight are sought after all over the Commonwealth and throughout the country. He is a member of the Veterans of Foreign Wars and American Legion and serves the congregation of Providence United Methodist Church in several capacities.